Hey guys, and guess what? We made it to a second episode of Bears Brunch. It's Sunday morning at 11 a.m. here on Facebook, YouTube now, and Sportscaster. I'm Chase Almy, also known as Lebanese Lemmy on the Instagrams, and I've got the Shonda Danielle at the Instagrams. How are you?
I'm doing well, but you're saying my name wrong. I think you've decided to change my name. You have been having such a fun morning. I'm Shanda.
No, you're
So for everyone, I'm not Shonda. I will never be Shonda, but I will always be Shanda Danielle.
whatever.
I know. That's how people feel about it. They change it all the time. And usually I don't correct them. But since it's you, I was waiting for our little cute video. Where was our cute video? Or do I just not get to see it this time?
Oh yeah, you don't. Yeah, no. It's all on the other side. Like
I was waiting for
it's
it.
in the post production. I'll send it to you though if you want to watch it all the time.
It is so cute. I was so excited last time I'm so glad that nobody could see me because I was all like giddy. So I was all waiting for it. And then it didn't happen. I kind of got disappointed.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, no. It's on the other end now. We got fancy. I got lights now, and I got a sign back here. It says Bears Brunch.
I noticed. And we're both in
I need stuff for my shelving though. I've got so much freaking shelving in this place, and nothing to go on it.
I wouldn't give him to you though, but I have a Bears potato head. He is my favorite of my Bears collection.
Welcome to Bears Brunch, brought to you by Monkey Knife Fight and now Papa John's. We're moving up in the world like shit. We got sponsors. Second show and we got Papa John's.
Yes, first show, one sponsor. Second show, two sponsors. We're doing great.
Yeah. We also got some bad shit to talk about because last game was horrible. We lost by 6 to the Minnesota Vikings. But that brings us to an even 500, so I guess we're still kind of winning, and we'll win this week because it's a bye week, which is always a weird thing to say. I know it's a big joke, and everybody's like, oh, ha, 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 we're so funny. It's so funny. Like, we're this and that. No, who cares, because whatever. We're the Bears. We're used to losing, and we're used to things not being cool and not being fun. And I'm really sorry about that, Bears fans. And even Pat McAfee said he feels sorry for Bears fans because we don't deserve it this year.
I did read a lot of those comments that people were really, and I honestly wanted to be like, I feel like this is more of a cultural, you guys are just, everybody feels like they get to be whiny now. Because as Bears fans, were you really expecting different? I mean, because this is kind of what we do. We are we win and then we go down for a while and then we'll win and then so everybody whining this year. I just feel like it goes with 2020 that we're just whiny fans this year as well. So we ride in with the trend.
Yeah, it is one of those things where it is a whiny season. I mean, we're all going to whine. We're always going to want Matt Nagy gone. We're always going to want, whatever's going on. We don't want it to happen. But we don't have a choice. It's a bad deal. We had a bad little deal that we're going to get into here in just a second. Nick Foles injury day-to-day. Mitch Trubisky day-to-day. Montgomery concussion protocol. I mean, a depleted just a depleted deal. It's not a good day, and it's not a good time in Bears country. And
I'm glad for the bye week because of a lot of the things like the injuries and COVID. And in the last episode, you did bring up that there isn't a lot of teams that are dealing with the COVID problems like we are, unfortunately. So I am glad that we get some break for
everybody's back from COVID protocol. I mean that's fine. It is what it is. But yes, we lost 19-13. We lost by 6. I lost as a fan. I won on the bet. We'll talk about that at the end of the show. What's going to happen there? But yeah, we've Nick Foles took a little spill. The last thing that I read is it's a deep hip bruise and hip pointer, and he's day to day. Sounds like it should be 2 weeks. He's got 2 weeks basically to recover. So they say he's day to day. They're hoping that he's going to be all right. Looks like we might be getting Mitch back. Hopefully he's day to day as well. So they're thinking that he might be ready for week 12. Matt Nagy said that in a presser the other day. But there's not a lot of information floating around that people can grab onto because he's day to day, and so they're just kind of monitoring it. They're not going to say he's out 4 to 6 weeks or anything like that, but you've got to wonder, how long will he be able to do this?
Yeah, and I really was reading a lot of that, and I was reading about his hip injury, and I didn't read where they were saying that the day-to-day. I read that they basically just said that he's not coming back, that he will end up being the one that comes back to play, like that his hip injury, like that he'll be the one that comes back.
Yeah,
like, I really
they're going to list him day to day. They don't know. I mean, they don't want to say, yeah, he's coming back, and then boom, something happens. They're going to keep it day to day. They're going to keep it hush hush in the old Bears camp, because that's what you do as a football team. You don't want to let anybody know what you're dealing with. You want the team the next week that you're playing to think that the best team is coming out to play and that they're going to win.
Yeah.
I mean, you just
but
at this point you understand now. You'll be week 11, and the Bears will be the Bears. That's how it always is. So, week 12, I guess, when we come back. So, take Thanksgiving, enjoy it, guys, because you got a long haul coming for you. It's not going to be a fun one. And that was the thing.
Do you think he'll actually come back, though? I mean, do you actually think he would come back in game 12? Because I honestly don't.
I think he'll come back in week 12. I think he'll be back for. I think he can be. I'm hoping that Mitch Trubisky is better. I mean, at this point, Nick Foles is not anything that we were promised Nick Foles to be. And it doesn't look like it was play calling. We'll talk about that here in a minute. But it was very. It's just not good. Nick Foles is not who we were told Nick Foles was going to be, and I don't like that.
I do agree with that. I do think that he's not been what we expected. And so I do think that having someone out and then having who we thought was going to be this amazing backup, and turns out that you can't move the ball and you don't know what to do with it, or you don't know where to throw it. Turns out that it worked against us. And I think that a lot of people are saying, I think that a lot of people are wondering that if we made the right call in taking him or picking him, if he is the right one, because, maybe Mitch wasn't so bad as we thought. So I don't know.
Well, that's kind of how I feel about it. Mitch's problem was Mitch was a young quarterback making young quarterback mistakes, and Matt Nagy wants his job. They all want their job. They're all trying to figure out how to hold on to the job. And as soon as things happened, they pulled him out. They're okay, we're done. But yet you've got Foles doing the same damn thing, and they're not pulling him out. They're not saying, oh, no, we can't have him. We can't have this. We can't have that.
So do you think it's with Foles? I mean, do you think it's young quarterback problems, or do you think it's
Nick Foles isn't young. Nick Foles is a freaking world champion.
Well, that's what you just saw. I was comparing. I was like, are you saying this is really young? Because
Big Dick Nick has been around. Big Dick Nick took the Eagles. I mean,
I was like, well, hang on. This is
Trubisky making young quarterback mistakes. They pull him out. It's like the leash is on the wrong dog.
Okay, I was just wondering the comparison, because I was like, wait a minute.
He's making bonehead decisions. He's not anything that we wanted him to be, or that he was made to be. I mean, it was really weird. So, yeah, Nick Foles.
I was like, wait a minute. This is not the same.
Nick Foles, not good, but it looks like he's going to be back, and it's going to be better than the bullshit minute 40 that we had to deal with Bray. I mean, that looked awful, but, he probably third time he's thrown a ball in the past year and a half. So, but what was going to be the big topic before the Nick Foles injury happened was Bill Lazor. Oh, Bill Lazor going in for the play call. Good for you, Bill. Didn't do anything different, really. Looked like you guys are still calling the same plays. Nagy seemed like he had a little bit more control on the sidelines and was able to look at things from a different perspective, but I don't know if that was really, that big of a difference. We still lost by 6. It wasn't creative. It wasn't really anything. I don't know what else to say.
I mean, we can't move. And I felt like
you have an upright quarterback. It's not going to change anything.
Yeah. So, I mean, we did make a great change in the fact that he gave up play calling, but can't move the ball, I mean, what does it matter? I mean, you've changed quarterbacks and you changed play callers. So, I mean, now when we look at it, is it really like, are we talking about administrative problems or are we talking about player problems?
Well, you're going to have coaching problems. You don't have a good offensive scheme going. I mean, you need somebody in there but you also don't have an offensive line to really do any scheme. You don't have an offensive line that if you don't have a quarterback that can throw, you're not going to run the ball because you don't have an offensive line making holes. I mean, that's a given. So you've got to go to the air and you got to have a mobile.
They didn't put their hands up. I mean, it was like, I feel like they weren't even trying. They were just,
they're just not skilled. They are not skilled at their position. So,
and they get paid lots of money. Lots of money.
Yeah, but not as much as I don't know where they're at on the league average, but I don't think that it's I don't think
they get paid more than me.
Yeah,
they get paid. They get paid. I would have to make my OnlyFans job to make their money.
Hey, you should. You should get into the OnlyFans job. That's where the money is at.
Apparently.
I mean, it's a horrible thing, and the offensive line has been exposed because of Nick Foles' inability to move, and he's not a mobile quarterback, and we know that, and it's sad to watch him have to try to move. That's why the injury happened. When you watch the injury, it was just kind of like a peewee football thing where someone just grabbed him and just threw him down really hard.
He rolled.
It wasn't a hard hit. It didn't look like a hard hit, but it was the way he landed.
Yeah, I wouldn't have wanted to do it.
So then they carted him off, and it was, everybody's like, oh, shit. I mean, that's basically what came out of my mouth while I was sitting there was, oh, shit. Here we are. We're going to try to drive the ball down. He's had 2 game-winning drives this season from behind. We may have a shot. Something may open up. Something might happen. And boom, it did. He got sacked like he always does, and he got thrown to the ground really hard. And now we're here to pick up the bullshit pieces. And it's ridiculous. But that's not Bill Lazor. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about Bill Lazor. My question with the Bill Lazor is, it was the same play calls. I mean, there wasn't anything that seemed to be different. There wasn't any, perspective of, maybe we should try this and, on this second down or this third. And, there was no, analytical thing that I saw that happened any different to strategy or anything like that. Same boring play calls from the same boring scheme. Just a different guy calling it into the headset, which gave Nagy a little bit more of some wiggle room and the ability to delegate and to be involved on both sides of the ball. That being said, how long is this experiment going to go on? Is Nagy going to have a short leash on him like he had with Trubisky, or is he going to let this thing go? Is he going to let him have the rest of the season? I think he should probably let him have the rest of the season. Let's see what he does with Green Bay. Let's see what he does in other areas. Let's have some fun with it. But at the same time, I don't know really what we got going on on that aspect of it as far as where he's going to want to be and where he thinks that Bill Lazor should be calling. It worked in Cincinnati for him. He turned an offense around when he became the coordinator. But is play calling really going to be that much of a difference within the organization as far as your play calling ability if the plays that you're calling suck? That's the real issue. That's the real question is.
See, and I go back to the players. I really think it's a lot of the comes to the players in this point because
you have to have players to execute the play.
Yeah, I think completely what you said about Bill Lazor. I didn't see anything in the last game that would have signified that was definitely him versus Nagy. I mean, it wasn't anything that I saw. So I'm definitely hoping that and I wouldn't think that he would take it away for the Green Bay game. I would think that at least he would keep it out the rest of the season because we only have 6 more games. We are not, after the Green Bay game, the line's probably going to be mad. It's not really anyone that we're really up against that's the heavy hitters. We've really went through the death part of our season. So why not let him do the next 6 and see?
Well, the problem is we knew Green Bay was going to be there. We knew Green Bay was going to, have that top spot. They always do. We thought we were going to have it. I mean, we really felt good that the Bears were going to be there. The Bears started out there, and then we've lost 4 straight. So you've got
1 month, almost 1 month exactly. We went. So I don't know what the last month did, but
yeah, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Week 7, 8, 9, and 10 were all straight losses. Before that, they had the loss against the Colts, that kind of little fluke loss. But they've got Green Bay coming up. Week 12, 13, they've got the Lions, and the Lions are on the up now. They're going back. You've got Houston on 14, and then you've got the Minnesota Vikings again. You've got the Jaguars, and then you've got Green Bay to finish out the season. So you got Green Bay 2 more times. You've got,
and the Vikings beat Green Bay, and I was hoping that we would have beat the Vikings, which would have given me a little bit of faith that we would have beat Green Bay, but then the Vikings.
Yeah, but this season, though, this season is so weird because you got to look at when they played. There was no preseason. So there were those weird games where, teams that didn't even have players.
Yeah.
That were winning games against teams that had players, and it's like, well, I mean, he hasn't thrown a ball in 2 months. Sorry, we're still working out kinks. The first 3 weeks of the season was nothing but
moment whenever we were in our last game.
It was training camp. That was the first, 2-3 weeks of football. So you have these weird games that happen, and you're not quite sure what's happening with it. But now we're into this full stride, and you can see that where teams that were kind of sitting at the bottom, like the Vikings, people thought the Vikings were selling off there in week 5 or whatever when they traded off their big pick on the defensive side of the ball. And then the Lions, nobody had faith in that whole organization with Matt Patricia. But now they're kind of on this upswing. Things are starting to, it's like that kid that's in 4th or 5th grade that hits puberty, and everybody's like, oh, he's a giant. And now we're all sophomores, and we're like, oh, we're all caught up to you now, bud. You're just a 5'9" kid like the rest of us. That's where we're at in the NFC North. We've got Green Bay, who's right here, who's always going to be in that top 1-2 tier because they've got Aaron Rodgers. Then there's, this whole little slide deal that goes on between, the Vikings and the Bears and the Lions. And so you've got this whole thing that's happening. So right now, when we should be staying and increasing, we're dropping while everybody else is getting up there. We're still second place, 5-5. We need the NFC West to just piss off the rest of the season and not do anything, but that doesn't look like that's going to happen.
No.
Everybody's playing lights out football because they know, hey, this is the time of the season. We hit Thanksgiving. This is that grind that we've got to get through. We've got to start winning, and playing. And that's what the focus is. I think Bill Lazor, maybe now that they've had a week, they've got this off week to figure out what to do. I think maybe things might look a little different, and Green Bay may get a run for their money.
Honestly,
if the quarterback situation can get fixed.
Nagy was quoted using the insanity quote, saying that he's definitely going to take this time and look at what they're doing because he doesn't want to be obviously repeating, and he knows he's repeating mistakes, which to me, I like it, at least the cognizance awareness that he's at least putting forth. And maybe it's just for front, maybe giving up play calling, but I at least like that he's saying, hey, we are messing up in some areas and we're being able to see the repeat pattern. Let's take this time and look at it. And again, it might just be lip service, but I enjoy the lip service that at least it's giving. It's as a fan and as the whiny fans that are out there, at least he's saying he sees it and he's trying. You can say you want more, but at least we're already where we're at, so at least.
I think the thing with it is he's saying that, but really the thing that Matt Nagy needs to update is his resume. It's done. The experiment's done. It's tossed. It's out. I know they're not going to say that, but every single person all the way from GM down knows that if this shit doesn't turn out, everybody's looking for a new job.
You think that they'll just clean house this year?
They'll clean house. They'll rebuild. They have to. They've got to do something. I'm interested in seeing how they're going to look at the draft this year, what the plan is, because they've missed. They've missed. So it's hard in New York, Boston, and Chicago to do sports. It's really hard. Like the fans there are at all three are cutthroat. They don't care. They want wins. They want to win. They don't care about what's going on in your personal life, what you've got going on anywhere else. You show up, you go to the field, you go to the court, you go to the rink, and you win. That's what they expect. That's how things are because they've always had great sports teams. Well, I mean, great as in like they have good fans. People love the sports there. So they want to win. You want to win for them because they love you when you win. You become a god, and that's what everybody wants in sports world. The problem is they're just not getting it.
Take that ball, and I was like, that's why we picked him. That's why in the last game he's still my favorite. Mac was still. I still believe that if we would have an offense that could back up that defense right now, that was still like he was still such a smart pick. Like I'm still
defense and special teams is amazing.
Yeah, and so like I was like, oh yay! And I thought that his momentum was really going to turn that game around. I thought like that he was, like gonna. And then that ball can't move. And I was like, oh. I'm very defeated watching it.
So the Bears defense, we don't really talk about the Bears defense because we don't have to talk about the Bears defense. The Bears defense is great. It's a good and the thing is we ride this whole deal where we just constantly bitch about the offense. There's a lot of stats that will tell you that the Bears offense is not the worst offense in the league. They're just playing teams they're just not scoring, and that's the problem. Like the 17, like what was the average? Like 17.3 points a game. You can't win that way when you got to score 24 to win because the other offenses that you're playing are scoring on offense. You have to be able to score. That's great that you have a special teams that can run one back for you here and there or a defensive stop that you can get here or there. But if you're not capitalizing on what that's doing, you're not doing anything. You're just pissing it off. Just get rid of it. Like, don't even worry about coming out on the field. It's one of those things where it's like I would almost argue, hey, let's put some cornerbacks in or let's put some receivers in as a cornerback and be like, hey, look, Aaron Rodgers is your quarterback. He's going to throw the ball to you. Go catch the ball. Like, if that's the case, like if our offensive core and our offensive leadership at quarterback is just that shitty, like we've got to do something. Like the defense has got to step it up and just to be like, all right, we're going to run pick six all day long. And that's all we can do to be able to help our team. When you've had your special teams and your defense outscore offense in games, that's not good.
I agree completely. It was really a game that I just kind of felt defeated on because, like, if you can't score, how do you win? I mean, you can. It was just kind of a like watching it being like, how do you make it better? You move the ball. How do you make the and then it's kind of a
Yep.
And so
the only good thing about this week is that it's a bye week. And so I have a little bit of time to, kill and do something. Maybe do some looking into what Bill Lazor's going to do. Maybe call Bill up and say, hey, Bill, what are we doing? But I'm also this weekend.
He might take your call. He might.
Yeah, he might take it. Are you going to do the monkey knife fight this week?
Maybe.
I am. I think it's a good time to talk about monkey knife fight right now.
You should talk about it.
I should. Monkey Knife Fight. That's our big sponsor right now. Monkey Knife Fight, bringing the Bears brunch. So Monkey Knife Fight is the daily fantasy sports gaming website for the casual sports fan, and it is the fastest growing in all of DFS. And it's simple, fun, easy to play. Users determine which superstars competing in the day's professional sporting events will record more or less than the contest line provided. Monkey Knife Fight's daily fantasy prop games play similar to the salary cap-based DFS games, but without the algorithms, lineup, and most importantly, sharks. There are several contests to choose from, none of which require hours of research required by competing sites. Start with a simple 2-2 or go for the highest payouts, 100 times and higher, by selecting an 8-8, more or less contest. Get started now with a 100% instant match bonus of up to $50 with promo code BEARSBRUNCH. Get on there, Monkey Knife Fight. So basically, I play it every weekend. I get on, I find my matchups, and I look at it, and I say, okay, here's what's going to happen. So it's like on the last one with the Bears and Vikings. I had Foles, and I had Cousins, and I had to decide who's going to do better, who's going to have more of their – basically it's a stat line. And so, all right, here's the stats. Here's what we're saying they're going to do. Here's where their averages are. Do you think they're going to do more or less? Make money. It's easy. Go to monkeyknifefight.com. Do what?
And they're matching, and they're giving $50 away.
Yeah.
It's hard for me, my bleeding heart. I have a hard time betting whenever I'm not going to be betting for the Bears.
Well, you're not betting on this. You're playing the lines.
I'm just saying that's
don't play the Bears game if you have a problem saying, hey, my quarterback sucks. I don't have a problem saying my quarterback sucks, so I can do that.
I know. That's why I have my bleeding heart, because it's just, I'm just a fan.
Well, yeah, that's the problem. Sometimes you have to figure out what you're a fan of. I like to eat.
You're a fan of money, yes.
I like to eat cheap Papa John's, and so I don't have to pay for Papa John's if I'm doing really good on Monkey Knife Fight.
It's true.
So I went ahead and I did the $50. And they gave me $50, so I had $100 to play. So it was nice.
I understand, and everybody should. Well, if you enjoy that, you should.
Oh, everybody should enjoy playing it. It's a lot of fun. I love it.
It's a lot of fun. I just don't like when my Bears are looking like this. I don't enjoy anything because I lose bets because I end up betting for the Bears, even though I know somehow that they're not going to pull it off, and I'll end up half naked somewhere, something.
Yeah, that's why. I mean, definitely should probably not bet like that again. So, turning our focus now, let's stop looking in the past. Let's look forward, as we do in all, failed relationships. When you break up, you look forward to what you have to look forward to. And so, unfortunately, we have to look forward to the Green Bay game. The Green Bay game. No,
we have a week first, and that's exciting. And then, yes, Green Bay.
Yes.
I want to say we're going to win because I'm a Bears fan, and we're going to always win. And
yeah, but that's not analytical, Shanda. That's not analytical.
That's not. It's not. It's really not. Because we can't move the ball. What are we going to do against Green Bay, especially if we're coming back? I really feel like they're going to put Foles back in. I really think that's what's going to happen. And I think the ball's going to do, unless Laser and Nagy come up with some kind of magic in this bye week that I don't know about, which, obviously I don't know about everything. And maybe they're going to make some Bears magic, but I just don't see the Green Bay very good because, they don't really have a problem with being able to score, and that's kind of how you win the game, and that's in sports. So
right. Well, you got the Packers are 7-2 right now. We'll say that they are way higher in rankings than we are in pretty much overall everything. They're 9th in passing, 10th in receiving, 18th in first downs, 14th in rushing, and 5th in points, which is not good for us because in points for the Bears, for people that are keeping up with all of these rankings, 28th out of 32 teams.
Who's below us?
That I don't know.
I'm like, who sucks worse right now?
Probably
really?
Jacksonville or something like that.
Well, yeah. Never mind. There are a few.
Yeah, it's not cool. So 7-2, 5-5 are the records. Perspective. Right now, it looks like outside of that quarterback issue, everybody should be back. Montgomery should be back from concussion protocol. The offensive line players that were out for the COVID, they've all been, reactivated or whatever. It's not looking good. They've got Aaron Rodgers, and all we have is Mitch Trubisky and Big Dick Nick. And I don't even know why I continue to call him Big Dick Nick, because it's not that good. Like, he's not. It's not a good day. I don't like it.
I honestly just don't think they're gonna put Mitch back in. If
they need to, because Mitch can hide the offensive line and he can move.
I think that they should. I just if we were betting, I'm not betting against you on this one, but if we were betting against something, I would think they're gonna put Foles back in, and that he's not coming back this week.
Yeah,
I mean,
if you bet me on this one, the only bet that I would take on this one is that you'd have to drive completely naked all the way from your house to my house.
How would that help?
You would have to stop to get gas.
I was going to say, how that didn't seem like
that would be the bet. Like, I would be like, hey, you have to stop off and pick up milk. I'm out of milk. Grab milk.
Naked.
Yeah, and it's just like, I don't know.
There's drive-through.
Yeah, and I would have an Aaron Rodgers jersey waiting for you to have to change into when you got there. That's how it would go.
See, my bets are going downhill. I'm definitely not going to be betting this week.
Yeah, I try to make them count. I've had to cut weird facial hair earlier this season betting with my buddy that's a Giants fan. I had like a mutton chop bulldog thing going on.
Well, I am going to be. We are going to be live and in person somewhere for this game, right?
Yes, it looks like that's going to be the plan, as long as I make it back from Chicago for Thanksgiving, or from Thanksgiving.
Yes, because you are going away on vacation for Thanksgiving.
It's not vacation, really, though. Vacation is where you get to relax.
I don't know that I'm a parent. I don't know that I've ever relaxed on vacation.
I mean, I'm a parent. Yeah, like, luckily I have people that I'm gonna see that really miss my kid, so they'll have her and play with her and take her and do all the the fun. What you can do in the time like this, like, everything's pretty much getting shut down again, so at least there'll be somebody else to kind of entertain her and have fun, and gives me a time to sit back. But you never relax, because those settings are always a little intense. There's always that one family member that wants to show up and fight. But we'll talk. We got Thanksgiving coming up, and we haven't even made it down our list yet of things that we're talking about. We're still on the Green Bay. So they need to push some they need to do something different on offense. The defense has got to stay strong. They've got to get to Aaron Rodgers. They've got to take away time from Aaron Rodgers. They've got, and that's going to be the biggest issue on defense. They're going to have to make stops to be able to get the offense out. The offense is going to have to eat up time. The offense is going to have to take drives down the field, eat away at the clock, eat that clock up, take away anything Aaron Rodgers can do. So the defense has got to be there. They've got to shut things down. They've got to get the takeaways. They've got to do all of those things. But then the offense has to come out on the field and do their job.
Yeah,
plain and simple. That's how they're going to be able to sneak a win away. If the offense will show up, move the ball down the field, drive the ball, have the defense eat up time. I mean, that's the basis, elementary idea of football coaching 101. But you have to do it. And this is the game that you have to do it in, because you don't have a choice.
Absolutely. That's really, and I just, with the injuries and how they've performed anyway, it's stacked against us.
Yes.
Lately.
Yes. So, what is the predictions for you? What are you calling on this game? I know you're going to give the friendly Bears. Oh, the Bears are going to upset them. It's going to be 24-21. But let's be realistic here. What are you saying? What are you thinking? I mean, we can't do that to our fans. We can't be optimistic.
I can't be optimistic. I don't even know. I'm like Poppy in person. Like, again, like, you're telling me I can't be optimistic. If anyone wants to know what we are like in person, I am like Poppy off the Trolls, and he is like Branch. Very much like Branch. You should be from Chicago, because they are some of the most cynical people. Like,
I grew up in the Midwest. I grew up around, all that
you
stuff.
Definitely have the personality to fit them. They are the hard asses. They are the ones that they don't like my bleeding heart as much.
No. We all are just like, oh, here we go. We never expect the best, always the worst. I mean, that's That's life as a Midwesterner and a life as a. It's cold. That's the problem.
It's cold
and it's kind of bleak, and you just once October hits until March, you're just frozen. And your heart never has time to thaw out because you get those weird storms that it's cold until April.
Poor Branch.
I love it though. So, what's your prediction? What we got here, Shanda?
Realistic predictions or like what do I want to say?
Realistic prediction. Let's go realistic prediction here real quick.
Well, realistically, I don't think the Bears are going to win, but I don't ever say that out loud of my mouth. I think this is one of the, like, I can count on one hand how many times I've said that. Because like I just don't even say it out loud. I don't even put the bad karma in the air. I try to always speak good things about the Bears. So realistically, I would predict Green Bay to win just because of the stats, because we're not moving the ball. Do I want to say the Bears are going to win? Yes. Every game I want to say the Bears are going to win, but realistically, like we don't have it. We're not even scoring. We're averaging, what was it? Like you said, 17 as our average right now. Yeah. So you can't even win a game. I mean, that's not even saying that we're going to make 24. I can really say that Green Bay can make 24 and realistically say that they could probably win with a score of 24. And then no matter what, the Bears are not getting there. Like that's sad. That's a sad, like, so like Green Bay 24, Bears anything under it, because if they get to if they got to 20, I would probably do your naked adventure, but you know what I mean? Just because like they're not even, and that's sad to me. That is a sad, just like that's so sad.
So you're gonna say like 24-17?
Yeah.
That, I mean, really,
realistically, yes.
That's where I'm at on it. I'm 24. Yeah. I'm thinking 24-17. That's realistically my prediction. I would hope that I was wrong and it would be 24-17 and something would happen, but I really don't see that happening.
We're about the same again, and that's my realistic prediction. And because I never want to say the out loud, I just always flip it and predict the other, even if. But yeah, no, those are my stats too, at what I really think is going to happen this game. Because so we're going to say, because I'm the optimist, that Green Bay is going to take that 17 and the Bears are going to be 24. But in reality, So I'm against you, and I'm just taking the direct opposite anytime you are against the Bears.
Well, that's what makes betting fun. Like if you don't have somebody going the opposite, that's just okay. We're deciding on this, and we just throw $5 out there, and we don't get $5 back. We just take our money back home. But I am betting on Thanksgiving this year. That's what I'm doing. I am betting on Thanksgiving being the win, even though things have gotten weird with the corona again. It's Thanksgiving. It's a good time. I know you're staying home. You said gonna do the home and Thanksgiving. I'm heading out. It'll be a lot of fun. I'm doing smoked bologna, taking a little of the South and taking it up to the North.
I don't know that I've ever had smoked bologna. I didn't know that they smoked bologna.
You can smoke a bologna, and that's what the plan is right now. Smoked turkey, smoked bologna.
Very interesting.
Yeah. And you just slice it up and you put it on a sandwich with some barbecue sauce, and it's incredible. It's good stuff.
You've had it before?
Yeah, I've had smoked bologna. We smoke bologna all the time.
Oh.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah, it's not like a Texas barbecue thing where people like in Texas. I've said smoked bologna in Texas a few times, and they're like, smoked bologna, but it's weird. I think it's a Tulsa thing.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Because I remember getting to try bologna for the first time as a teenager.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. Like, I'll eat fried bologna every once in a while. Like a fried bologna sandwich is real popular up here too. Bologna in general in Tulsa, Oklahoma is real popular. So yeah, smoked bologna.
Look into this bologna investigation.
So I like to take it and slice it real thin after like we've ate it that day, the next day go back, slice it real thin, and make a smoked fried bologna sandwich. Just throw it in a skillet, fry it up real quick, put some cheese on it with a little bit of mustard. You can do lettuce and tomato too if you want.
It sounds so much like Thanksgiving, smoked bologna.
It's one of those things that like I throw out there kind of like with Ritz crackers and some cheese and make some like barbecue grown ass Lunchables. It's good snacking for that NFC North game, which is a game that people should probably keep an eye on. I mean, the Lions are playing.
Yeah. I mean, and they're doing well. I don't want to say that because, but they're doing well.
But this is a game that the outcome can, because Lions are 4-5. They're playing the Texans, which is 2-7. So you got to play both of them. You got to play the Lions.
Both of them.
Yeah, you play the Lions. Play the Lions right before you play the Texans. Texans are on week 14 and the Lions are week 13. So
I'm the optimist. I'm hoping that we're just going to go Green Bay and Lions, and it's just we're going to go 3-up that's my heart, my Chicago heart it just wants that. Yeah. We're going to go 3.
Well, it would be nice if the Lions lost on Thanksgiving. It would be great. Well, because it would make them,
I understand
4-6. It would make the Texans 3-7. So if you can go in on a loss those 2 weeks, that would be a bang up thing for us. I think we would all really like that. Then you've got the old Cowboys and the Washington football team. Yeah, you got the Cowboys game. It's always a big one, and then you got the Steelers game. So it's a day full of football, and then my Notre Dame Fighting Irish play on Friday after that, Black Friday.
My son cheers for the Cowboys sometimes. The Cowboys, and he has a Green Bay chair just because I'm a Bears fan. He's been wearing Bears clothes forever, and so I really think it's out of just like rebellion.
You shove something down a kid's throat long enough, they'll do the exact opposite.
So, unfortunately, me being a loyal Chicago fan has made my son a very unloyal non-Chicago fan, or a very loyal non-Chicago fan.
If they're not interested in it, if they're not into it, then it's hard to push it. So, but
yeah, he basically cheers for anyone that's not Chicago, and I basically am like, "Oh, Chicago," and that's who I'm cheering for. And he's like, "Yeah, I'll cheer for anyone but Chicago." So we kind of have the differences. So he has a Green Bay chair in his room, so he's definitely excited about the game because he wants Green Bay to win. So my children also knew that I was betting and I was gonna have to wear booty shorts, and my daughter patted me and was like, "Sorry about your booty shorts." I was like, "I know, right?"
Here we go. So we are tentatively planning to do this live together on Sunday of the Green Bay game. So not this Sunday, but the Sunday after that coming up. We plan on doing that live. It's a night game at 7:25. We'll do the show at 11 o'clock in the morning like we always do. And then we will do a special live stream. I'm not sure how we're sending that out, what we're going to do, if it's just going to be a Sportscaster exclusive, which you should go to sportscaster.com, add that, find it. It's a lot of fun. It's where a lot of you guys are finding us at. If you're looking for us on Facebook or YouTube, we are on Sportscaster. It's a lot of fun. You find a lot of cool, interesting things, a lot of cool, interesting people that are doing the same thing that we're doing. So maybe there's another team that you're into as well. You can watch that, or something that's just straight NFL. They have it all there. Sportscaster.com. And it's Sportscaster, CASTR.com.
Yeah.
But we're going to be doing some type of live stream, whether in person or not. Kind of depends on weather, and hopefully I don't get stuck somewhere or anything like that. It'll be a lot of fun. We're looking at Savastano's Pizza.
Well, my ass hanging out depends on his. So if he gets stuck somewhere, I am out of having to have my ass hanging out.
No, that's not true at all. We can always do it here. I can always just blow up the screen just like I did right there. So see, it'll be fine. You'll just have to sit in some weird position or something. I don't know. We can figure it out. We'll make the magic work. But that's the plan. It's probably going to be Savastano's Pizza in Tulsa, which is my favorite Chicago joint. They have Italian beefs, which are hard to find down here. That's what I'm all about. I'm all about the sandwiches, and I am kind of a deli connoisseur, and I miss all of my sandwiches that I love to eat. I'm a sandwich king. That's what I love about Thanksgiving leftovers. I do like a turkey burger sandwich with cornbread stuffing on top of it and like the gravy, and then I make a cranberry jalapeno jam and put that on top.
You are very interesting.
So it's good times. It's good stuff. If you can deep fry the turkey too, if you don't have turkey burgers, it's really good. And then I put a little wedge of like pecan pie or pumpkin pie on top of it. Like a little garnish.
I want to see pictures of these things. You need to start taking pictures of
I will start doing the food pictures of the sandwiches and things that I eat. So I mean,
you need to start because you sound it's very interesting to hear you talk about food.
Yeah, I love it. So we're about 13 minutes out from the first game for the weekend. Don't not watch football. Watch football. There's lots of football to watch. Just you're not going to watch your Bears. So I'm going to be catching up on a few of the teams that I want to watch. I'm going to probably watch the Cowboys game at 3:25 with a buddy of mine. So it should be a fun day. So enjoy it. Check us out online. Deep in Chi-Town is our tag on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Facebook, Sportscaster. That's where we're at. Watch our show. Love our show. Give our show money. Go to Monkey Knife Fight. Use Bears Brunch. They'll give you money. It's nice. It's great. We'll hook you guys up with some Papa John's probably next week. We just got that sponsorship this week. So, yeah, they haven't got us a code yet, but we're going to be having a Bears Brunch code, and you can go out and get Papa John's pizza.
I love Papa John's pizza. I love Papa John's.
Loved it so much that I worked for him one time.
That I've never worked for them. I've never had that opportunity.
I did it. That's when I was 2011. I was working for Papa John's Pizza, and now I sit here and talk about bullshit about the Bears.
We love the Bears, though.
Yeah,
I love the Bears.
Yeah, if Bears Brunch might become bullshit Bears if it keeps up like this.
No.
Yes.
No. The Bears. Oh, I am. Bears Brunch.
Yeah, I don't know. But keep up with us. Deep in Chi-Town on the Instagrams, Lebanese Lemmy and Shanda_Danielle is where you can find all the action. We were posting all throughout the week. Also, Shanda's got a new show coming up called Bulls Deep. That starts in December. It's the Chicago Bulls show brought to you by Deep in Chi-Town, Monkey Knife Fight, and Papa John's as well. And we're going to have some Blackhawks talk. Yeah, we got a couple of more people coming on board with the Deep in Chi-Town movement. So it's blowing up. It's having fun. We got a lot of people down here in the South that I didn't realize were such big fans, but we'll talk more about that, and we'll have some more news coming for you your way. Just keep it up, and until then, guys, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
And bear down. We'll see you next week.
Bye.